Hello and welcome to DP and T with JD. Today I'm going to be trying out this square ruler here to see if it increases my speed or my straightness. This area I did freehand, but the first ones I laid down were definitely very slow, and there are still a few not perfectly straight even though I tried to straighten them. So I'll see if this ruler makes things any better or if it's just a hindrance. And I should note that square rulers do come in two different sizes, much like the round ones. And it says here it's 7 2 3/4 inches. The ruler drills 50 diamonds, 125 millimeters. So that is what they recommend this is for, and I did lay it on the canvas and it does fit. This is how it was shipped, which I quite like. I'm going to store it this way on this wooden board so it doesn't get bent in storage, and it's actually better shipping than a $140 microwave part we got that got broken. So just gonna line it up. Okay, so initially I did think this was going to fit because it aligns so well up top here. You see we start getting gaps here. You see the next square, and as you go down it gets a bit more and a bit more out of alignment until this is not going to work down here. So I think maybe it doesn't actually fit this painting, and I will have to find another square painting for it to fit with. So we'll return to this project later. Hello my fellow sparklers. Today I'm going to try out this square ruler. I've had a bit of trouble with this in that it fits this one square painting I have and none of the other square paintings I have, which so far I've only tried it on 2 others. So it sounds like I've tried it on a lot. But I'm going to test it out on this one and see if it helps me to keep the drill straight down the line. So I know some people say, well, it's a bit of trouble, it does take more time. Well, starting out on a square painting, for me anyway, takes more time because you spend so much time very carefully placing them, making sure they're straight so that you can line your other drills up straight against them. And a straightener works sometimes, and sometimes they drift back. If they weren't put on there quite straight, they drift back to where they were put on. So it's really annoying. So this is the painting we're working on. I really like this woman with blue butterflies. And it looks like we're starting off with probably 310. There's a lot of 310 around the edges here, but let me consult my guide. Oh yes, definitely start off with 310. So let's get started. I would think 310 would be in here. Look at this nine. It's in here. Okay. Oh yeah, lots of this. This is the Harbor Freight kit, which I really like. The only problem is when you store them like this, you can so you can see the symbols and the numbers. Then they get drills trapped in the back here, and if you don't tap them out before you open it, they will fall out the back all over the floor or wherever you're holding this, all over your painting. But if you stack them upright, you can't see the ones on the bottom, obviously. So I do like it overall. It's still not the perfect system, and obviously it only holds 24 colors, so that can be a problem. Let's give this a whirl and then see how difficult it is to take off. I'm going to do the 310s on this and not the other colors. Alright. I do like that if you get it off base, basically, and just push it up against the middle and straighten it. So I do feel like I can initially get these down quicker and don't have to spend my time going like I'm aiming at a bullseye. So far I like it for this one painting that it fits. I'm gonna have to go back online and see if I can find another size. I believe that, like the round mesh ruler, the square ruler comes in 2 sizes. So that could be an issue, but it's hard to know what size is what. It gives you how long and wide it is in centimeters and inches, and it tells you how many square drills per 125 millimeters. But I didn't sit down and count if there were 50 square drills per 125 millimeters. Hello, thank you for helping. Extra cat hair always helps. She's so funny. She loves attention. She loves to sit up on my husband's shoulders. He has much broader shoulders than me, as you might imagine. My shoulders are not big enough to hold her anymore. She used to sit there when she was a kitten. She loves to just kind of curl up right around your neck, and now she's a bit too big for that, and she kind of doesn't understand that. So but she still loves to try and do it. You have to kick her out of the bedroom at night. Sounds cruel. They're fine on their own. She has another cat to keep her company, and if we don't, they will be bopping us in the face at like 5 a.m. or they'll be scratching up the carpet at 5 a.m. or chasing each other around crazily at 5 a.m. So we said, nope, you have to stay out of the bedroom. We do not have to milk cows. We don't have to be up that early. So no 5 a.m. wake-up calls from the cats. Thank you very much. Yeah, initially these squares are going down pretty quickly, and it's pretty straight. I just spent a lot of time coming back, and see that one I didn't get down right on the square. Just push it against that metal frame and it pops down in place. So I probably want to kind of press these down when I got done. And it would also be difficult to use a multi-placer. I haven't tried using the 3-placer with this square rule. I don't know if anyone else has tried that. It might help, it might be an encumbrance. I'll have to try that. I've tried this so many times, and I actually requested this 3-placer be at the end of this pin. But I'm getting another pin with 3 of these metal tips lined up, so it is a basically all brass 3-placer, because this just doesn't pick them up evenly, or it picks them up and the middle one squishes in, it won't lay down, and I just wound up spending more time fiddling with that, straightening the drills, getting them lined up to be picked up, all of that, which I'll still have to line them up obviously with the metal tip, but so far this just hasn't worked for me. So I'm just going to finish these last few drills. This makes a really satisfying popping sound sometimes when you put it in the little arms of the cross of the square mesh ruler. There you go. That one did it. And we'll see how difficult it is to get up. I started to put some up top because this keeps them straight, but if you don't align them right, you can't then use the ruler further up if you want to. So I didn't really do too many, but let's see. Alright. Yeah. Oh, some of them look like they're lifted up. Okay. So just hold them in. And that something I thought, sometimes they're sitting right on the edge and they're not completely on the diamond painting. So you just gotta kind of push them down. Alright, and voila, that looks beautiful. They're so nice and square and straight. A little bit of gaps between a few of them. Those are probably the ones that made it hard to get up and they weren't completely where they should have been. But these definitely went down faster for me than starting out on square drills usually does. So the next question I will have to answer, and maybe I'll time this one, is, will the rest of it go faster? Because now I have these nice square corners to work off of and really straight lines to help work off of this. So far, as long as you can get it to line up with your painting, it is working for me, and I am enjoying the square ruler. It definitely sped up at least all these little crosses that I put down. So I am going to work on the rest of this square and see how long it takes me. So we'll come back to that. Okay, so I finished this square. It looks so good, and I was able to move along so much faster, and you can see how straight all the drills are. I wish it was kind of a more exciting part of the canvas, but you do get to see this little butterfly wing just coming out here. So I definitely like the square ruler. I will use it on other paintings and endeavor to find one that fits my other squares, because this went a lot faster. This would have taken me probably over 2 hours, and it took me about an hour to fill in all the gaps after I used the square ruler, and it took about 30 minutes to maybe less than that. I didn't really time the first part to put down all the drills with the square ruler. So I like it. I will use it in the future, and this is something where if you get a good corner like this, it might be good enough for you to not have to use it on the other parts of the canvas. But I think I'm gonna try in each section to start with a square ruler, because it really moved the work along for me. So that's my take on the square ruler. I like it. I found it useful. It definitely sped up my work. Not that I'm trying to rush through, but I have so many other paintings I want to do too. Like, I want to get this one done and see how beautiful it is. And it is a relaxing hobby, but I also, you know, just feel like, oh, I want to work on all of them all at once. So I hope that helped anyone considering using a square ruler. There are 2 different sizes. I'm not quite sure what they are. I have a hard time finding a listing. This one was 16 centimeters by 7, and I think the other size is 15.5. But again, I'm not sure. If I find more info on that, I'll try to post it in the link below. But otherwise, yes, very helpful. In terms of the squares, rounds I feel like aren't as hard, but squares just take so much effort to get straight. And I had so much less adjusting to do with this, though. It was really great. But in any case, I recommend it. If you can find one to fit your painting, that was the biggest pain, was trying to get one that fit the painting. Enjoy diamond painting, whether or not you use a ruler, however you want to do it, and keep on sparkling. Hello again, my fellow sparklers. I decided to add this quick addendum to my square mesh ruler video because I spent hours last night trying to find the definitive pictures of the different sizes. It's very definitive for the round rulers. There's 140 and there's 141, and the layout is different, and they mark them as such. These have no such markings. Let me turn it this way. It just says it's a diamond mesh model. I don't know what this says in Chinese. If it's number, I doubt it's numbers because they use regular numbers. Generally, they're all 50 drills per 125 millimeters, which should all be the same because all squares are 2.5 millimeters and that doesn't change. So why the layout is different, no idea. This is the paper that came with this ruler. Again, I showed this at the beginning, but here it is again. It's 16 centimeters by 7. Does it say? Oh, here it goes. It says it has 599 blank grids in total. I don't know where they come up with this number. So I did my math. I counted all these little mesh squares. I counted it on pictures I saw for rulers that were 15.5 centimeters by 7 centimeters. Let me show you my math. So the count came out exactly the same for the 16 by 7 and the 15.5 by 7, according to the pictures. I don't have a 15.5 by 7 in my hand. They both have 4 rows of 14. They both have 4 rows of 15. There are 19 half crosses and 19 single places. So you see all the math. All those add up to 675, which is very bizarre because the 16 centimeter ones, which seems like it should be the larger number, claim to have 599 places, as evidenced by this piece of paper. The 15.5 centimeter advertised ones claim to have 735 spaces. So I'm not getting that number for either one. They're way off. I mean, it's 76 more than stated, or it's 60 less. Those are not small numbers. It's not 1 or 2. It's totally bizarre. I don't know. I also just ordered this one in hopes that it will fit some of my other square drills. It's coming quickly from Amazon. It was really, really hard to find a square mesh ruler that was not coming from China and would take 2 months or was the same size as the one I have already. It took a lot of effort. So this one is coming. Again, they claimed it had 240 spaces in the picture, and in the description claimed it had 250 spaces. So there's not any consistency there. I counted the little crosses and half crosses again, and I came up with 300 consistently. So, no idea. 300 sounds more like it would match up. Well, I don't know. It matches up with both of them because they're both 675. I'm hoping the layout's different. We'll see. I will have to record a follow-up video to talk about that. I'll try to see if I can get one that is 15.5. The fact that they can fit a row of 15 crosses in 15 centimeters instead of 6 is interesting. But then again, you know, there's a pretty big margin here. So I imagine they're cutting most of that off, and that cuts about a centimeter off. So it's still a mystery. It's really hard to find different sizes, but I will follow up with this, and this is all I know so far, and I'm sharing it with you guys. So, and that was my camera cutting out. So it's just been one thing after another. I literally spent so long trying to find different ones. Most of them are shipping from China. Pretty Neat Creative has one listed for 15.5 by 7 centimeters and 735 spaces, but their stuff is coming from China too. So we'll see. I might order one of those if this one that arrives on Tuesday doesn't work out, but I will keep you guys posted. This one did really help me on the painting that it fit, and I'm hoping that the one coming Tuesday will fit my other square paintings, and I will let you know about that. Otherwise, happy diamond painting. I hope this helped someone, and keep on sparkling.